Senior management commitment. Now, this is something in all research, when you look at the organisations that succeed in portfolio management, every one of them says one of the most important things was they had a senior manager or senior sponsor providing support. In fact, over and over again, that example I mentioned, Anand Samwell, his book, Optimising Corporate Portfolio Management at American Express. If you see that slide again, or at your leisure, you'll notice there was a foreword by Gary Crittenden. Gary Crittenden was the chief exec. So it's very, and within criminal justice, we had a very supportive with ministers that were supporting what we were doing. So it's always identified as a key factor. On the other hand, it can be the get out of jail free card for people that say we'd like to do it, but we can't do it because we don't have a senior manager to sponsor us. I would say that's no excuse. I think you can still make some progress, but obviously it's going to be harder. So what we're talking about is governance. There are links here between the various practices, and the principles, but it's about having someone at the very highest level to sponsor what you're doing, to give you the support, to make sure the message gets across to other senior managers. But I'll explore that. There's a technique called decision conferencing, which we talk about in management of portfolios, and I'll talk about a bit later, which is about engaging senior managers in the portfolio decision. So I'll talk a bit more in a little while about decision conferencing. That can help build commitment. But what's also important, and I highlight something here that we don't mention it in MOP, but this book by the Focused Organisation by Antonio Nunes Rodriguez. And Antonio is the chairman, or was the past chairman, of the PMI worldwide. So a pretty influential guy. And I heard Antonio speak at a conference that I was speaking at, and it was a real insight. And what Antonio was saying was, look, we like to think what we're doing is important. In the project program management world, we think what we do is important, and we say, well, why don't senior managers pay us any interest? Why aren't they getting involved? And he said, because what we're doing isn't relevant. And Antonio's work, and I actually had to get his book to read it, actually, and find out a bit more. But broadly, he's saying, if you look at the top MBA classes worldwide, I think only 4 out of the top 100 have got a course on project or program management. If we talk about or strategy execution, it's just not on senior managers' radar. If we look at the offerings from the major consulting firms, most of the major consulting firms are very much focused on the business as usual piece. If we look at the Harvard Business Review, Antonio looked at the number of articles on marketing, the number of articles on IT, the number of articles on everything under the sun, including project and program management and project execution. Project management comes bottom. It's just not out there. We're not, the whole focus of the C-suite is on managing business as usual and planning the strategy. Now the answer therefore is benefits, in the sense of if we articulate the benefits of our projects and programs so we can demonstrate the strategic impact, then there's a reason why the C-level should be interested. So we've got 2 issues here as far as senior commitment. First of all, projects and programs aren't seen as relevant by the senior managers, but on the other hand, project and program managers, we don't express the benefits of our programs in terms that make sense to senior managers. So we've got to address both of those. And example for Department of Transport in the UK, which is application of the OGC model, which I think is an MSP. But you'll see there, benefits are linked to rail strategic objectives there. That's the point. If we articulate the benefits so you demonstrate your strategic objectives, now the C-level, now the board are interested. They have a reason to be interested.